Welcome back to Neko Nation Japan. Today we're going to talk about Soulful of Coal Dust, a fight for breath and justice in the Appalachian. This book was written by Chris Hamby as a Pulitzer Prize winner that really goes into what's the problems with a lot of these coal companies. So imagine yourself, you're between 50s and 80s, and sometimes I'm sure it even happens today. You're a coal miner going down deep into the underground looking for these big veins of coal, and you're just chopping away, you're scooping up the coal, putting it in carts or getting it sucked out, and you're just constantly and inevitably breathing in just high levels of dust just everywhere it is. And he goes through a variety of different coal plants and their manufacturing, the processing, and the digging and mining of this product throughout this entire time. And it really affects what kind of lasting effects it had on these people that were just constantly breathing in this dust, this coal miner's lung, or the black lung. It was really, really disgusting and debilitating process. So they'd be coughing up chunks of coal and lung and all kinds of goo. They couldn't breathe, so they had to sleep in certain areas, and they had to fight every step of the way just to try to get themselves compensation from a variety of different coal companies that put up processes and blockages anywhere they could to avoid having to pay this coal miner who basically gave the company their entire life working for so long, and they're debilitated to the point where they can't breathe, they can't do anything. Walking across the room in a lot of these cases kind of just stops them because they're fighting to breathe in this soupy, disgusting lung that they've accumulated over this long time periods of working in a coal mine. It really gets my goat really, really disappointed by a lot of these companies that these companies really shirk their responsibility in order to just avoid having to pay and just went in for a profit and profit alone. Now, every company needs to make a profit. That is what a company is and what it's supposed to be. But you can make a profit without exploiting someone, without just kind of making them an indentured servant. In a lot of these different cases, these civil rights, these unalienable rights were violated by these companies in order for just to get big profit margins and to sell out and make the founders and the owners of these companies a lot of money, and they're ruining all these people's lives. Chris Hamby goes through a variety of different cases throughout this book that he kind of highlights certain individuals that for no fault of their own ended up working in this coal mines for a long period of time, developing this black coal lung, and the processes and the fights they had to go through in order to get the benefits and kind of just everyday expenses of their life, or maybe their children's or their children's children. The fight these people had to go through in order to get their pensions and benefits because of this debilitating disease, this black lung sickness. This debilitating effect of this is they downplayed it so much. The company hired specific experts that always went to their favor, and legally that's fine, I guess, but a lot of the time even these experts said, okay, yes, they have this black lung, and then they end up trying to another expert and another one, and whatever one didn't come up with that, they would go with them. So even if they're standardized experts that they use all the time said that yes, this individual has black lung disease, and then there's different criterias and different kind of classifications of this illness, because they always want to say it wasn't the coal, it was either the silica or this or that, all these different criteria, and they want to just not pay the individual. Like if this individual smoked or different causes, they always look for the different causes in order for them to just get out of having to pay these people money that have been busting their butts throughout this entire thing, earning you money on an everyday basis almost. And the working conditions they go through, this health conditions, and the things they use to skirt around this. There's little filters that they're supposed to wear, some individuals are supposed to wear. So they would either have them take it off and put it in a location where there's less dust, or they, even if they had it on, they'll set one of them on a worker that's down in there in the nitty gritty, and then one over here at this different job was less filtered and soot, and just they would choose all kinds of back alley underhanded tactics in order to get around having to pay and having to actually abide by safety regulations that have been set forth on this industry. It's appalling what some of these companies have done and continue to do in some of these cases. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're happening now. And no matter where you are, there's always going to be abuse of the system in order to maintain profit for select individuals. But it doesn't really have to be this way. It could be mined in a more sustained and, humanitarian effort. But will we ever see that? I don't really know. I don't think so. I would love to see it and see it done ethically and well, and provide profits for these individual miners and well as the whole company as a whole, and not just these top individuals that just want to rake in all the money. With this, it has been an eye-opening book. I always knew about this topic. I came just on a whim and I said, okay, we'll listen to it. I'm curious of the business aspect behind it, but I am appalled by the business of this coal mining, this institution. And it has definitely affected my view on this in the future, whether there's some kind of companies that I want to deal with as far as owning stocks or buying the particular companies or running the companies. I don't think, if it can be done well, yeah, that's fine. But if I don't have individual control over it, I'm definitely not going to invest my money in this mining operations and that. Strip mining is a whole other issue. But even that, if it's out of the ground, a lot of these people are still being affected because there's these processing plants above ground that just spews and crushes this coal, and it's just as bad as being down there in the mine sometimes. With that, I give this book a good, I would say 7 out of 10. A great read, a great listen to, and I really hope you give it a listen and find out exactly what was the issue and what are the issues and what we can do in our businesses, as well as a general and what we should do as a humanity in order to figure out how can we avoid this particular just tragic loss of life. It's really, really reprehensible what these companies have done, and they're probably still doing it as we speak today. But with that, this has been Jeremy. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment below. I want to try to get more engaged with my audience to see what you guys like, what do you want to listen to, what is it you like to do. All right, with that, sayonara. Thank you very much.